First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
Here's Ryan Nobles from CNN. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Bill, do you really think that the Cuomo administration's ending anytime soon? Is that your...
See, Ryan, he thinks he's resigning. I think it's going to go all the way.
I am predicting it'll happen today, tomorrow, Friday, or over the weekend. But it will happen. It could happen as early as today. There's no way out. It's all over.
So I tweeted this yesterday, and I based on the way he behaved yesterday, I think it holds. But maybe a lot can change pretty quickly. But when I was up there covering the story back in the spring, I had a state government official told me the only way Cuomo was leaving is if it were in handcuffs or because he was impeached and convicted of the impeachment.
Right.
And the only thing that I think changed from that opinion yesterday was the statement that Hesty put out yesterday afternoon, saying that after their conference, that there appeared to be a growing sentiment among the Democratic members of the Assembly that it's time for him to go. Now, that's one thing for them to say that in a private meeting, where
correct
where they that these are not members that are going to have to actually vote and face the music. But it's the strongest signal you've seen yet from the Democratic members of the state assembly that they're willing to buck Cuomo. Because up until this point, there really hasn't been.
I agree. Up to this point, I said that he'll never resign. But yesterday, Hasty, Kathy Hochul coming out with a scathing rebuke yesterday. To me, it's over. He's been told. My guess is they were communicating with him last night, telling him, okay, here's how it's going to go. You can continue to fight. We're gonna speed up the process. By next week, we're going to be voting on impeachment, and you'll be dragged out, and only the second governor in the history of New York to be impeached. And you have a legacy to deal with, your father's legacy, and you're about to ruin all of that completely. So make it quick. Get out. You're done. That's what I think the message was to him yesterday. That's why I've changed my mind and believe he's gonna resign.
I think it's possible. He has not shown a willingness to care about any of that up until this point, but maybe now, when faced with the reality of it, things change.
And I truly believe that yesterday he still had $5 in his pocket at the casino. You never know. I'd rather go home with nothing and a chance at hitting the big one on the slot machine by sliding that $5 bill in. And that's what he did yesterday. And it didn't work. It came up cherry, diamond, and a square, and he got nothing. And now he's looking for change in his car to try to pay for the tolls on the way home.
I just wonder, and I'm sure there'll be a crack reporter in Albany that puts this together, when that video message, which was clearly taped and heavily produced, it was like some sort of like special cinematography type of lens that was used to shoot it. When they had that ready to go. I mean, they must have known that the Attorney General report was coming out and that it was going to be as scathing as it was, because it was pretty shocking to see that. And it was really just a piece of blatant propaganda.
Oh, it was.
Just so shocked.
It was.
The way it came out.
It was a political piece. I mean, and
exactly what it was.
The Spectrum reporter, I was watching it on Spectrum, and the reporter after said, to be honest with you, it was a highly well-produced video, probably a video we all, the taxpayers, paid for.
And I almost expected the end of it to say, and that's why I'm running for re-election for governor of New York.
Cuomo, 2022. Okay, Ryan, Chris Cuomo, I got to ask you this. I have to ask. There are some that are saying that he should step down because of the guidance that he was giving to his brother while holding the job at CNN. Do you feel he's violated anything there? What's your take on this?
So this is not new information that came out yesterday. This was something that was reported on months ago. I think it came out around the time that I was up there, and Chris apologized for it. Jeff Zucker addressed it, and they decided that it was not a smart move for Chris. Chris knew that it wasn't a smart move for him being involved in that, but basically this was his brother, and he let his emotions get the better of him in that particular moment and made a judgment that he shouldn't have made as a journalist. He was making a decision based on being a brother. And, that obviously puts him in an awkward position. It has his entire time working at CNN, having his brother there. And, I think he wishes that he would have handled that situation differently. I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think it's going to change anything at CNN. I think that they've been pretty clear about that, and I honestly don't know a lot about that.
Up against the clock, and I will say this: the exchange between Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon was priceless last night. If you want to go back and watch that, Ryan, thanks. Got to go. We appreciate your time, and
I did a good job of filibustering that, didn't I?
You did. I thought you'd just come out and trash everybody and lose your job today. I mean, there's your shot. I mean, we gave you the open right there. So
yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. The
Thank you,
bet sucked, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, my God. All right. Goodbye, Ryan. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
That is the one statement that he said that is absolutely true.